Hey, guitar pals out in YouTube land. Hope everybody's doing good. Another vintage t-shirt. Check it out. This is an old Jeff Beck guitar shop. Way back in the 80s. Yeah, cool. Uh, Hope everybody's doing good. Couple of things today. Trying out some new strings. This is my Jeff Beck Strat. It originally came, I'm pretty sure, with Fender Bullets. I put a couple of different strings on there. Okay, just trying them out. But I bought a new Strat, which y'all probably seen on my last couple of videos. The matching headstock Seafoam. And it just came with some really cool strings. And so I called up the guy that I bought it from. I was like, what kind of strings you got on there? And they were Elixir Polycoat. So I just put some of those on here about an hour ago and stretched them out. Went out for a walk with the wife and kids and came back and it was still in tune. So really cool. If any of y'all haven't tried those and you've been kind of looking for some strings, something different, these polycoats are pretty nice. They actually look a little bit different. As I was looking at them, they're kind of a grayish color. When I first got them out, they kind of had a bit of a slicky coat to them. But they're not uncomfortable, to the fingers or anything. Other thing I'm playing around with is, and first off, I'm not a big pedal person. I usually come, like right out of the amp. Got a Plexi Marshall Mark II JTM 45, and I've got just a 212 JCM 900 cabinet going here. And I've got a DD3 digital delay, which I use pretty much all the time, just to add a little bit to it. But today I'm actually got a Fulltone Deja vibe. It's the MDV-2. And I've had this one for a pretty long time, probably 15 years. I'd remembered I had gone to a George Lynch clinic in Atlanta and he was just sitting chatting with us. And I asked him, I was like, how'd you get this sound on this song, which is one of those things you ask your guitar heroes. And he was like, oh man, I used a Fulltone Deja vibe. It sounds just like the old Univibe. And so of course when I got home I looked one up and I was like, man, I should ask him how much they were, because at that time they were pretty expensive, but I went and bought one anyway. And come to find out, Hendrix had used the Univibe. Robin Trower used the Univibe, and like what I was just playing just now, if you didn't recognize it, it's the backing guitar off of the first song off of Dark Side of the Moon, "Breathe." You've got so many layers of stuff on that song you can't hardly hear just the regular guitar, but that's what he's strumming on in the background, and he's pretty much using a Univibe. I actually watched David Gilmour on the making of The Dark Side of the Moon, and he sat there and played the song right there, in front of you. That's how I cheated to learn the chords to it, because it's got a lot of really cool chords, and some of them I'd never used before. But anyway, the Fulltone Deja vibe, it's a pretty nice little booger here. Let me set this down right quick, like this, and just see if I can get this to where you can see it. Here we go. It kind of looks like a wah pedal, but the biggest difference is on the side here, you've got a volume, you've got an intensity, you have got a chorus effect, which I've been using just now, or you can do a vibrato effect. It's got a modern, which I've got it on right now, and it's got a vintage. On the modern, if you're using a single coil and you're using clean like I'm using right now, the modern is a little bit better. If you're using like a fuzz pedal, the vintage, it works better with that. The little LED blue light, if you're doing vibrato, it will actually blink and it will let you know what your intensity is. But to get like the chorusy effect I've got going right now, you're just moving the foot up and down right here. But these are just really well put together foot pedals. I've got another one by him. Gary Fulltone has been, doing pedals for a very long time. But I've got another one. It's the 69 pedal, which is just a fuzz tone. It was one that Eric Johnson had said that he had used to get the sound on a VIA Musicom, so I bought it, and of course I didn't sound anything like Eric Johnson, but anyway, it's pretty cool. But now another thing I like about these is they're pretty transparent. Like I'm playing on the back pickup right now. If I change to the second one where you got a sparkly, as you move up the pickups to where, like this, the middle here. Up another pickup. And then up to your front pickup. Now for your effect on it, you moving it back and forth, you move it forward to the floor, you're going to get a lot of vibrato. And then you back it all the way back, you don't have any, it's clean, so you basically have cut it off. When you engage it, it'll slowly come out. And it's cool because you can just kind of move your foot a little bit until you get the desired effect. Similar to using like a Vox wah-wah, you can kind of get the desired sound that you want. Anyway, that there is the Fulltone Deja Vibe MDV-2. Playing it on one of my favorites, my Jeff Beck signature Strat. This isn't a custom shop, this is just a regular signature. And also, if you haven't, and I use lots of different strings, so I'm not a one-string person, but if you haven't, try out some of these Elixir Polycoat strings because I like them. I use 10s. I use a 10 to 46. They're very well spaced out. I think it's a 10, 13, 17, 26, 36, 46. So it's the same as the Ernie Balls, which I also use and I like a lot. Hope everybody's doing good, spending some time jamming, spending some time with your family. Use what could be a negative time and make it positive. I know I've been doing a lot of playing and getting out of stuff, a lot of stuff I haven't been messing around with. This, for example, I got my Marshall back out. I've been going and getting pedals back out. Been just taking some time to experiment with some things and playing some songs I haven't played in a long time. So it's just a nice time to sit back and reflect on what we do and some of the fun things that we may not have time to do at other times. So everybody, peace out. Keep playing. Send me some comments about what you think about the sound. If you've got some other pedals similar that you think sound as good or better, I want to know. I want to, check out what you've got. Send me a link. I want to try them out. So, peace. Everybody be cool. Gary T. Signing off.